at the National Archive. That book, I got it in the bookshop here. Copywriting for radio. Copywriting for radio. Incidentally, it helped my son when he was looking for a job at Lincoln. He said he read it almost 20 times. So by the time he went for the interview, he was there. But the problem I have is this. We wanted to research again for Africa. Basil David's late. We got to the university here, Professor Anda. That's his name. Professor Anda in archaeology. We got to him. We were looking for a tribe in Nigeria that has not changed dramatically, and is living their own life. He said not in this part, not in the southern part, can you get a person like that? He gave us the name of Bakindo, one Professor Bakindo at ABU. So we went to ABU. And that one told us, yes, we could go to Sukul in Madagali local government, Sukul. They live on top of a hill, and they've never changed. But we didn't know a thing like that. In fact, Canadian broadcasting, yes, and one Canadian university came back to it after seeing the production we had about Sukul. So, when universities research, they don't let people know outside. And their best friend will be the television. They'll be interested in their researches. Make it up to video and let people know. Can you remember? Will you believe that the University of Ilorin has something on television? Or, what do we call those? The water they sell to us. Pure water. All these pure water sachets. Somebody in Ilorin gathered them together and researched and made polish black and ox blood. From that, it was NTA Ilorin who made us, because it means town and down are meeting. But here, down and town are not meeting. Yes. Because how can somebody, you have the first television station here, you don't liaise with them about what you are doing. I saw on AM Express one day, one of the lecturers there, a professor. I stood up from my house early morning, went to meet him at the NTA studios, and said, you said all this, you can do all this? He said, yes, but the problem is this country, all the researches they had done, they sent it to Abuja for funding, they gave it to Nsuka, to work on. So that's again the problem. Ethnicity, even in academics. So, if this country has to grow, and I don't see how we can be one united country. Biafra is there. Now, another one will start if you are not careful. If you are not careful. If somebody in Ibadan University discovers certain things and sent it for funding at Abuja, and they gave that same thing to another university, and frustrated the Ibadan man here. You see, can you have any unity in this country? Will that man do any other work and let them know? But if, for instance, a thing like that, he said it on, if he had told us before, and we had put it on network, they have put it on network from Ibadan, they will be extremely careful in frustrating his work. So, exchange programs, which you said, that was the idea of exchange programs. Kaduna will bring, Calabar will, Ibadan will, and that brought about some form of unity, and we know more about ourselves. But if you go to NTA Ibadan and you ask their Oga there now, he is not likely to have funds enough to do any project that is meaningful. Salaries have not been paid. Have they? No. NTA has not paid pension. But before, we used to collect our pension on the 25th of the month. But now, because of TSA, trying single accounts, I don't know how they now do it. Today is 4. So that's part of the problem. People have stolen a lot of money from this country and used it for themselves. I understand that we probe on the universities. We better be careful. Yes? Have I answered all your questions? Any other? Bobby? Yes? You want to ask? Just come.
No.
Okay.
My name is Larry Oladoyin.
Larry
Oladoyin.
Oladoyin.
Yes.
Ah.
Please, I think we need to move away from all these technical questions and go a little bit personal. I know you to be a very devout Muslim, and your wife is a very, very devout Christian. And one of your
Catholic for that matter.
Catholic. And one of your best friends, Baba Kunle Adeniran,
yes,
was one time the president of Full Gospel
yes,
of Nigeria. How do you cope among these people, and what religion do your children take up?
Thank you very much. That's a personal question you said. I will answer it personally. When I wanted to marry my wife, and I informed my father, he said, I will walk out from you. You have to change her. I said, Along cannot do once. That's the way I have been living. Whether Islam or Christianity or Shango, let me give you an instance. When my father was alive, every Egungun festival, he would call all the villagers to come and worship Egungun in Ibadan. The Egungun is up at the Ajao. What do you call Ajao? Ajana. Draft. Okay? One day, and 1 year, one of us, of our uncles there, the Christian, just raised at the meeting. We are not worshipping the Google this time. My father said, why? He said, you are worshipping ancestors. My father said, when there is any problem in this house, go to the grave site of our ancestor and we will find solution to our problem. Why are you now saying this? He said, that's it. We don't again. Okay. Later, they stole the rod of Orishaoku. If you go worship Orishaoku, you won't eat yam until certain time. Yeah. Since then, there has not been any solution to problems in our family. There will be quarrel here today, quarrel here tomorrow. One village there that ought to pay Shakole will not. And once you talk, once you get to a meeting, it's condemned voices. So I believe that there is only one holy God. Islam, but they pray to Allah. They say they pray to Allah. Allah is God. Christians who pray to Jesus, they say the Son of God. But all are linked with one God. So, my wife, when I first came to when we first got married, she said, we will marry court. We never. I will marry court. Didn't go. I didn't go to the registry. And I'm 49 years old in that marriage. Why should I go to the court? If you like the husband, I mean your husband, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, why you go to the place? The ring there doesn't make any sense at all. It creates problem. It creates problem. Yes, you say, once you can't, they divorce you. You go to the court and say, I'm not married, I'm no longer marrying her. So you bye-bye. And then you'll be, the children will be divided. My children now have 5 sons. I don't compare anybody. If they like, let them go with their mother. If they like, but I make sure that I told them with their youth, there's only one God and you must pray. In fact, none of them is a Muslim. The only one who is a Muslim is not even practicing. And I don't believe, if I go to fire, that will be my headache when I get there. And if you go to heaven, it will be your headache when you get there, whatever you find there. But I know that there's only one God, one living God who you can pray to. Is that okay? No, you are not, thank you very much. That's thank you very much. You should tell me, are you okay with me? But you know me, so that's why you are creating that problem.
My name is Alhaji Adegboyega from the University Media Center. My question is, can you mention some of the films in which you were featured?
Me?
Yes. That you have worked on.
Okay, no problem. Well, I don't know how to start. Well, let me start from Alhaji Adegboyega, a colleague of mine, and I, who were directed, I engineered and produced a documentary on the daily sketch. We titled it A Day's Run. The title was A Day's Run. A newspaper. How a reporter goes out, collects news, the feed, the editor looks at it until they finish, until the newspaper comes out about 12 midnight. So that's one which we did in the place. I don't know what. When I worked with the BBC on 2 major productions, Hubert Ogunde, Man of the Theatre. I've spoken about the research which we had. How Ebo Clark wrote a book, and it's not available here in Nigeria. So, but we covered Ogunde, and if you read an article on Maduka in the Guardian, the 5th of October this year, I referred to it. When we go back to Ogunde, when we had the production party, post-production party, at BBC, the budget for parties at the end of production, either in their country or outside. If it is outside, they will bring people who facilitated some things for them, who helped them during their production. So Ogunde came. That film, I don't know whether you can even find it now in Nigeria. I'm not quite sure. So it cost £4 million in 1979. £4 million. Ogunde started castigating Vincent Nagika for not thinking of him here, and the BBC abroad thought of him. And Nagika said, look, you cannot afford the type of money which BBC will spend on production. 4 million, they will say Maduka and Ogunde, they've chopped it. That's what Nigerians will say. So that is one other film which I did. It was a very good film. So what I have decided to do is to write the BBC and see all the productions I did with them and buy the CD or the CD or whatever you call it. Now, I work with Ali Masrui on the Africans. I've talked about that too. But one significant thing about the Africans is that the head of the Current Affairs Society of Nigeria, Current Affairs of the BBC television, is the current president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. He was the head of the current affairs. He had to approve what the executive producer did before they could transmit. And that's what I referred to when they were drinking their wine. I moved into a room, I wanted to sleep, but found the program on air, Crime Watch, which I, reintroduced here as Crime Hit. Yes. I also work in co-production with Minus Television in Finland. The producer was a journalist. Because there's a difference between journalism in television and production in television. Those reporters, they just want. So, but I enjoyed the trip. We produced The Open Door, which is about education. Education is an open door. It opens doors for you and you can get anywhere. I gave that title. And part of the problem, which I was saying about the universities, is that Ahmadu Bello University knew about the late Professor Ransom Kuti started a clinic at Shomolu. We had to cover it because my co-producer from Finland knew everything about it. I was in Lagos, I didn't know about Shomolu. We got to manufacture, to replicate what Ransom Kuti was doing in Lagos, to shoot the manufacturing, which was financed by the government of Finland, Finnish government. So I had done that. I'd worked with Germans, 5 days in Badagry. And I did one, I did local, I did so many documentaries. I was in charge of our town series at the time. When Michelle just called me one day, I said, Alhaji, you will have to leave what you are doing in public affairs. You have to go on to a new program, our town. But we want to use this to prove that there is, in Lagos, every village or town in Nigeria is represented in Lagos, either as Chokula or Eno or whatever. And we did it. Tunde Gladi was my cameraman. We just take a bullet, fly out. Odushola will put down the map of Nigeria. The two of us will choose. Okay, let's go to this town. And we go there. By the time we come back, we call the people of that town in Lagos, who are living in Lagos, to come to the studio on Sunday. We come back latest Thursday. And we start the announcing. And you can't believe it. There's every Nigerian, from any part of Nigeria, there's a representative in Lagos. In Lagos. So if Lagos says it's 21 million people, I won't say no. Apart from the UC. I mean, those people who came from Lagos, I praise you. I'm now in Ibadan. I left Lagos in 2001. Because there's no point in staying in that. It's not a jungle, but the wahala there is too much. Yes. Children cannot develop very well there because they will wake up at 5 a.m. going to school. The mother will not come back until about 7 or 8 or 11 in depending upon how the road is. So that is one other program. I did the program which Odushola said they should put in the archive. I don't know whether they, it's the tool. I titled it the tool. Alhaji Sakafago was head of police there, led me to go and do a documentary on an Islamic school in Agege. Those of you who are Muslims who are here, you know Baba Iluri, Baba Iluri, Adam. Yes, it is his school. And it took me over 6 months. Why? They speak Arabic and Arabic alone throughout the school. Mathematics is not in Arabic. There is no English. So let's have a debate. Then they started, the bear is mightier than the sword. All in Arabic. Their debate was in Arabic. I didn't understand Arabic. So I had to look for somebody who can translate. I went to the Arabic section of the Voice of Nigeria. Somebody came, said, I will come back. He put it. So I went, until I went to the External Affairs. The External Affairs, one Mr. Alhaji Adegboyega was then in External Affairs. He translated it for me. So it took me time. I even got a query from Alhaji Fago for delaying the production. But I didn't answer the thing to my boss. Not give me direct. That's part of what we see. So at the end of it, they couldn't believe that that program was made in Nigeria. Until they saw Peggy's producer, Adegboyega Arulogun, cameraman, Abdul Malik, Kenekon, Olusegun, what, and this. So I've done a lot of, here in Ibadan, when I was here, before I joined Cabinet in 1970, I had a program, Eyewitness to History. And what happened is that all our news items, we archive it. All our news items, foreign and local. So we just take a topic. My boss, Jide Akibi, started it, but he moved to Lagos NBC television. So I continued. Eyewitness to history. We'll take a subject like disarmament. We have films about disarmament. What Chef said, what this said. So you form a documentary of 30 minutes. Archive. It was a popular program then. I don't think anybody does that. It's due to laziness. My job was a film editor, not a producer. When I was in Ibadan, we were doing that on the side. Huh? The day Nkrumah died, they came to me in Calpene. Adeleke was then the head of it. Adeleke was Israel before, and later in the civil service. And I went there, I picked all the films that related to Kwame Nkrumah, and did a 30 minutes for them that same night. When I was in Sweden in 1970 for Kongi's Harvest. Kongi's Harvest, I want to show you a car. I went for the editing, post-production. I got a nickname from there. This is the nickname. Yes, that's what it is. In summer in Sweden is a beautiful period. 10 p.m. there will still be sun. You will see sun at 10 p.m. Particularly if you study geography, is it June 23rd or June 21 or June something? When the sun crosses the, whatever they call it, June 20. So I went to watch film. Everywhere I go, once I go out of Nigeria, I watch feature films. A lot. So I went one night. Sunday Adeniji, Oleshoyinka, and Harry McGregor, who was head of Africa Service of the Swedish Radio. He's a big chief. I don't know whether they use high chief in Ghana, but he's one of them. He was head. So when I came back from the cinema, it was my turn to cook. And they said, because we are not teaching cooking, we had what you call an apartment hotel. It provided us with all cooking utensils, all plates, all everything. Just go and buy you whatever you want to eat and I got there, I got home, and I went to the kitchen. And we had to eat spaghetti. What did she like that very much? It was my turn to cook, so I took the thing, I started breaking it like this. Oh, the man was mad. Ah, Baba Badon, what are you doing? You are spoiling our dinner. No, leave the kitchen, leave the kitchen. I left the kitchen. So I don't know that you first have to boil the water and put the 8-inch spaghetti into the hot water and be putting it like this. And instead, I cut it. And many homes in Nigeria do that. When they say they want to eat, they just cut it like this and put it there. When it's not a food. At least once it is cooked and it's soft, what's the business of how you cook it? So, then they said, no, another day, I came from the cinema and I went to the kitchen. They said, but you ate this afternoon in the studio. Asha Dewade. People show you can see me today. That's what you will call me. Asha Dewade. There's hardly any place I go, I won't get a name. Went for Katsina, the Sana Doba. Ballad of Katsina. NTC sponsored it when I was in Calvin. The Hausa man there didn't know how to pronounce Arulogun. You know what he will say? Arugugu. If you see Frank Inokwede today, he calls me that. That's what he calls Arugugu. Arugugu. So, those are some of the things I have done in my life, and it was a good opportunity. We did one, yes. Any adult person here? Any adult person here? No? Well, we did something on the present Oba of Benin. Oh, no. I went to edit it in Cairo, me and John Chairman. The Arabs stole one of the reels. I hope I find time to write an article on that, to let Nigerians know what happened to that film. So, that is that. Any other question?
Thank you very much, Chief Alhaji Adegboyega Arulogun. Papa says everywhere he goes, it's nice to watch feature film. Part of what he said he was going to offer us today is a film that he had seen before, and he wants us to watch it together. He's trying to draw out some lessons of the out of the making of an epic. The film is ready. If you can put up the house lights, Papa.
Just before then, let me talk about that film before you see. I had a paper usually presented from concept to the screen, that's the title. From concept to the screen. That is, from idea to the screen. And first, when you make a movie, making a movie is like you are building a house. The architect has to design the house for you. And that's what the scriptwriter does. The scriptwriter writes for the director. The director is the builder. So, if you want to make a movie, then you must have an idea, You must research about what the man writes there and what the scripture writes. You must also read that script very well. But above all, you must find money, fun. If you don't have money, you can't make a movie. And that's why I give credit to Nollywood people. I don't know how they make it. But I know that Jonathan gave them money about 2 years ago, lump sum. But when I wanted to write an article on the money you gave them, somebody said, leave them alone. Because you gave money. How did they spend it? Did they prepare a budget? And budgeting is important in any production. Are you there, Mo? Budgeting is key. It's very, very important in making it good, whether you like it or not. Even if it's a radio program. I taught budgeting one day at LTV8, and the commercial department and the producers almost beat themselves up. Because one does not know how to budget for a small program. And that is the problem we have in all television stations. I don't know which television station knows how to budget and how to look for the money to do programs like that. And that's why independent producers, we call them independent, but they are not independent, they are dependent on a financier anyway, either bank or insurance company or whatever. So, that film, which was made by an Arab, Mustafa Akkad, it couldn't be made in Hollywood. So, and he lives in London. He lived, I don't know whether he's alive or dead now. He lived in London and couldn't get finance. So he went to some other countries, they didn't give him. But you know who gave them money? Gaddafi. Gaddafi gave him money. And once you are giving him money like that, and because of the problems we have on location, hurricane destroying whatever you have, or there was rain or something and you don't have enough money, that's what they call a completion bond, BOND. You look for companies that have that completion bond. They will now take over. If you cannot, they put money there and make sure that the money is, and they take 3 to 5% of the original budget that you gave. They can send out the producer, the director, if you are wasting their time, if you are wasting time, and so on and so forth. So this tells you, this film tells you from concept, from the idea. You see what Mustafa Akkad said in that film. He had an idea to make a film of Muhammad. Muhammad must not be shown in film. So you have a problem. So the only person who can possibly do that would be an Arab who knows the Holy Quran inside out. And that's my idea. And I believe that you will enjoy it. Thank you, sir.
Take up outline, please.
This is Mecca. The hub around which these thousands of people revolve is the axis of Islam, the Kaaba. It is the focal point to which 5 times a day, every day of their lives, 700 million people turn to pray. It is a rough-built, empty cube of stone. Yet at the beginning of the 7th century, in pre-Islamic times, when Europe was deep in its own dark ages, this cube was stuffed with pagan idols and exploited by the privileged few to maintain a social order of hideous brutality. It is the duty of every Muslim to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in a lifetime. In doing so, they follow the example of the man who threw out the idols and cleansed the Kaaba, the man through whom God revealed his great gift, the Quran, which is the foundation of the Muslim faith. The name of this man this man who changed the face of the world is Muhammad, messenger of God. Muhammad, messenger of God, is now also the title of an epic film. It has not been made by Hollywood, though it draws heavily on Hollywood's technology, techniques, and traditions. Indeed, it is a film that Hollywood said could never be made. Because of the Muslim taboo against idols, Islam would never permit a physical representation of the Prophet himself. But the story of Muhammad, of the triumph of his passionate idealism over violent persecution, has now been told by a Muslim filmmaker, Mustafa Akkad.
Well, I did the film because it is a personal thing for me. Besides its production values as a film, it has its story, its intrigue, its drama. Besides all this, I think there was something personal. Being a Muslim myself who lived in the West, I felt that it's my obligation, my duty to tell the truth about Islam. It is a religion that has a 700 million following, yet it's so little known about it, which surprised me. I thought I should tell the story that will bring this bridge, this gap to the West. Even though there were several attempts by the major studios to do a film about Muhammad, and they failed because they approached it from an angle that they were going to show the Prophet. And this is something very sacrilegious as far as Islam is concerned. They are very strict as far as showing the prophets, not just Muhammad. Jesus, Moses, they feel prophets should not be seen. But I felt I can do it.
And of course, this is just the first leg of this session. We continue the second leg at the staff club much later. We're going to take group photograph with Chief Arulogun before he leaves, and we're going to give him a small presentation as a token of our appreciation. While the interaction was going on, we'll take one or two questions before the remark. The main challenge actually is because we didn't start at 4 when we said we were going to start. We knew we had a meaty, quote-unquote, subject matter here, and we would have liked to pick each of his credits one by one and ask him to speak about his experience on that. But we can't do that because people insist that there will be no fuel. And I mean, I can't understand why Nigerians will say there's no fuel. There's never been fuel anywhere. And then today of all days, they insist that there's still no fuel. So we'll take 1 or 2 questions and then we'll take that group photograph. This also is a process of inducting Baba Arulogun into the IFC's Hall of Fame. This makes him a member of the Ibadan Film Circle subsequently, and then we'll form a circle around him, some kind of ritual. We'll put him in the middle, and then we'll take a bow with him standing there. That's members of IFC, and then we'll give our presentation, and then we'll go to the staff club and continue the discussion. So, Yinka asked a question. I don't know whether it's related to the film or to the life of Baba, but please go ahead.
Thank you very much for being with us, sir. My name is Yinka Akombi. Akombi. Yes, sir.
Which your Akombi?
Akombi.
I know.
What call me B? Actually, sir, you see us. I'm a filmmaker. You see us. What exactly? I'm trying to think against the background of what we go through these days. For instance, I have to produce a TV series, take it to a TV station. I'll be the one to pay the TV stations. Advertisers will come and advertise on my program. For 2 years, I'll never get my money. And TV stations, when you beg them to at least follow me to the advertisers to even try and get the money, they won't
be there for me. Those are the things that we have to go through. Now, against this background and so many other problems that we have, which may not have been the case in your own time, what exactly do you think we are doing wrong?
You are doing wrong?
Yes, we the filmmakers of nowadays. What are we really doing wrong? Then too, sir, in a lighter mood, I know you have a favorite song or music, be it apala, be it juju, the music of your time, your favorite music. Sir, I want to know what it is, and if you can oblige me, sir, I want you to sing that song for us. Thank you very much.
My voice is not good.
Doesn't matter, sir.
Let me answer the first part of the question. I think IFC, when you are strong, even if you are 3, 6, or 7, is to protect people like him. TV stations, once they put adverts there, which is not part of your agreement with them, you ask your lawyer to write. We must break all those things which advertisers with TV stations. If you gave it to them, they've done it for 2 years, and you haven't gotten the cover, you should take them to court. It is when we have those, things like that, that people will sit up. I said, TV stations always cheated artists. When I was in Sweden in 1970, I gave a radio talk on students' lives. I was paid. I got to Finland. I was interviewed in the studio about the project we had with them. They paid me money. But stations here don't do that. If everybody or artists come together and say we boycott television, say they cannot do it, they can't go, how would they? They won't get programs on here unless they want to play back what they had had before. So, which station? If you tell me, I will know what to do with them. Do because I will tell you what to do, and do it. Look, they always, occasionally in the industry, people say, no, this man, he protests, he's a protester. Yes, why not? May protest at any day. When I first got to WNTV, my usual thing, which has gone down, that I read anything. I got the Rights Society, Music Rights Society of Britain. And I challenged the WNTV. You play records on air, you are not paying the staff. You play records abroad. If you are making film in England, you have no choice. You must have a chart of the music on your tracks. And how many minutes or seconds? There are some that if you use for number of seconds, unless it's 1 minute or 3 minutes, you won't pay for it. But here, you just don't. I'm going to make a film on cheap Body Akindele. And we got there, I had to draw up a chart of the artists I used, the duration of its music, and pay them. Don't do that here. The Music Society here, I think they're a toothless bulldog. What they want in Nigeria is, I want to be president of ABC. Once you are president, let me tell you, one of your old students here, Zach, or Zik, short like this, classmate or so of my friend, of my son, Zulu. Zik Zulu. He's president of Nigerian whatever. I don't think he has produced anything. And there are many like that. They just want office. I'm president of this, I'm president of that. And that's it. Once the people they are likely to attract most, they give them money. That's the problem. Everybody wants to. I never want any of it. You know? I fight out my own salvation without fear or without trembling at all. So, if you let me know, you can talk later. I will tell you what to do with them. Yes? That's why artists are poor in this country. I know my son did something. He gave a lecture because he was into advertising after living here. He started with copywriting in letters and one other position before he formed his own. And tall and white. Now, he gave a lecture at the National Theatre. Why artists are not promoting themselves? They are not promoting themselves. So Ibadan Film Circle, I will join. I've told him that I will join. And I believe that we should have it strong. And our constitution must contain that whoever is the governor of Oyo State must be the patron. So that is there. So if we need money, we'll be able to get. Or if we are doing something, yes, that's the only way you can do that. Because you are all salary earners. I'm a pensioner. My pension has not been paid for November. I can't give much. The children are feeding me. See? So, if you are strong, they know that you are a strong union. They will not go down. You can't use any music anywhere outside Nigeria and don't pay for it. I don't know of the other African countries. In England, in America, it's there. The law is there. That is that. The other one was, oh, Aruna Shola, because it's very, very philosophical. I don't cram them, but I know all his songs. So, no, not that. So, I like Haruna Shola. It's my first artist. Because Sunny Ade started with songs abusing people. And then I looked into it. Must be from a polygamous home. Yes, I can say that to him. But he's lucky. That's what God gave him. That's not anybody can do about that. For instance, when we wanted to make the Africans, Peter Bates, one of the producers, British, wanted us to film him. We went to the railway club where he played that night. He said, no, we can't talk to him, we should talk to his manager. That's right. Manager, how much do you want? They asked for the money which NTA can never pay in any time in its lifetime. And I said, look, I'm representing NTA. Paid a bit. Peter, yes. David Harrison, executive. We can't film it. You know, we are working together. Yes. That's all. I finished. Because they are not taking care of themselves too. Music, what's the name of that Igbo boy? Huh? Tony Okoroji. They are just creating avenues for themselves. Yes. They are creating avenues for themselves. If you don't, he should be collecting this high-life man who was doing that for collection rights society or something. He lived in Ibadan for years. When he was doing it, he was making sure, or he made sure that people, and they were monitoring the radio stations and television stations. But now, I don't know what they are doing. So in your case, you should get your money. Yeah? You will get lawyer who will do it for you free. When the money comes, you agree. Okay, take 50% of it or 40.
Okay, thank you, sir. One more question before mine. Professor Reggie, in the house, thank you very much for coming. Where are the has a question?
I'll make it quick. My name is Alhaji Adegboyega. You're welcome. There's this gentleman you always talk about so much, Richard Taylor.
Yes.
And there's a film called Squandering the Riches.
Yes, Nigeria is Squandering the Riches.
What happened to this film?
It was like about Ogunde, I went to London, we met, we talked. That's how we made it. I just went to Britain one day and he said, look, what is the effect of oil on Nigeria? You, Boyega. And the Igbo man doesn't know how to call B. It's B. So he said, Boyega, do you think we can do a film? Yes, if you want, just write the NTA and then we'll talk. And he did, we made the film. The film came first in the Geneva Film Festival. I got £489 because it was a co-production between us and the two of us had credit with the judge first. And he gave me £489, I think. Yes. After it was shown in England, Buhari and Idiagba came. Somebody recorded it in Britain and sent it to either Idiagba or Buhari. When we wanted to show it here, they said I should cut off something. I'm not going to cut off anything. You delayed my going there for the post-production. So they said, no, you just have to cut it. Yeah, I called one of the editors, but you must supervise it. What do they want? They wanted you to excise from the film the Kano boy, son of the man who has that airline. No, he has the airline. In any case, eventually we removed it. And we showed it like that. Then, why was to be launched at the National Theatre? They have represented the president. And they have said, yes, NTA, that is the Alga, anybody who is here. That film must be shown tonight without removing anything. We have the copy so that we showed it unedited. Later, Onyeka Owen came to me he said, SSS is looking for you. I said, for what? He said, the film which you made is Squandering of Riches because he was the person who fronted something around Coventry. Then I said, thank you very much. I started my career. What are they looking for? That film, that great problem. Buhari and Idiagba wanted the 52 cases of one Emma that took money out of Nigeria. When I got to SSS came, the second year came to me. And I said, you can't take me away from these premises unless my DG knows. I said, all right, let's go to the DG. Please come in. These two people are from the state security. They want me because of the firm, Nigeria's Squandering of Riches. They said, no, where you can go. I know you get yourself out. Those two people are looking at themselves. And the son said, so you heard what your guy said, you get out. Yes, I defend myself. Let's go. So we went. If you have never been to SS station, we tell you what they do. They will tire you out. They put you in a room, a large room like as big as this, with other criminals like me. And they tired me out. I just sat down. So at the stage, I stood up. Some of us who Those of you who work in drama, you can do and get yourself out. And he stood up and said, "Oh, how can anybody do this to me? You put me here since morning. Nobody has come to see me or ask me questions." Meanwhile, a friend of Professor Yada, the former rector here, saw me. I met him there. He was working for Nigerian Re. And Nigerian Re had a problem. So, and he's the accountant. So he said he always came here to report. So no problem, but that he is going to be free. But you, what did you come for? I told him why he wanted. He went home, and he went back to the University of Lagos, told Professor Yeda. Professor Kudi, I didn't know what was on sabbatical there. The two of them first went to my house to look for my wife. Whether my wife knew, they just got there and said, "Adegboyega, it is to be shedding." They didn't tell him that I'm with SSS. Because if they do that, she will collapse. So, after I demonstrated, I behaved as I was mad, shouting and crying, one policeman said, "Oh God, what is wrong?" So what is not wrong? I came here at 8 o'clock. They put me down here. They didn't tell me anything. I said, "Right, let me go and tell them." So he went there, they asked me, they had them to bring me to the office of the director. The director said, "Alhaji, we are sorry, we went to there for quite some time. We have a problem ourselves. We have tried to find solution, we couldn't find. But somebody has researched on you, and he said you are popular at NTA. Right straight from the gate man to the cleaner, they all know you and respect you. And he was a fee. What's that? We are looking for 52 suitcases. That news item. We've been to the director, we've been to everybody, but the man said, once it is you, you'll get it." Because I don't show that I'm Oga or Monshe. No. I go to the canteen, we eat together, and everything. So people sort of liked me. Now, the second day, they came. They said, I should report every day at 8 o'clock. But the second day they came. When they came, I got there at 8 o'clock. They brought me to the office. We sat down in the office, and I took telephone. I went with the head of editing of the news department to Finland, Felix. And I phoned. I said, "Fix it. Please fix this for me." He said, "What?" There was a news item between this date and this date. It has to do with 52 suitcases. When you get it, please call me. So, after about an hour, he phoned. "Okay? Yes, fix it. I found it. Yes, okay, I'm coming there now with two friends." Got there. They said, "This is it. Fix it. You know what to do for me? Get a clean tape, a virgin tape. Give me 8 recordings, 8 pieces of that, on one tape of 20 minutes. Then we can." He said, "Now, guy, you will give me 2 tapes. So you know what? How many do you want?" And I was in charge of tapes and materials like that. "How many do you want?" He said, "We need about 6. No problem. Say one of your boys to me." I signed the deposition. I signed it. So, the 2 SS men who came, they said, "Go back to them." "All right, oh yeah." So we went back. They met their guy, Bishara is his name, Bishara. And his number is 681-639. He gave me his number that day. You can call me anytime. But I don't want you to come now because we are busy. But please come. 681-639. So when I'm writing a memoir, I got that. His name is Bishara. I don't know whether he's alive or not, where he is now. So that's how I got out of it. They didn't call me again and I didn't report. When you need me, come and meet me. So, but I don't know whether the copy of that film is in the NTA. Richard Taylor and I produced it. But you see, production is very costly. All those horses you see there were transported from London to that airfield, to that film. They were hired in horses. The number of days they would use money. But here, nobody will. We used helicopter in Nigerian Squadron of Riches, which we hired from Lagos to the creek areas and to Warri, yes. And the headquarters there, we landed, we saw them just shoot. So it's a difficult task. But you see, the man, Ibrahim, I'm trying to remember the last name. We didn't know that he had done some criminal things. Because maybe people like to see anybody who has a criminal record on his station, unless treatment has to do with crime. If not, so they queried Richard, and immediately he got there and the film was shown, they sent him a query. We knew that he had done something bad before, but he had gotten a pardon. So, sue us to quit it. P. Clark, that said he was going to sue us because we quoted one of his poems, which he gave us. It was then I knew his hometown, his village. You have to go by boat to an island like this, where his family is. The university is likely to be there with his brother. So, Squadron of Riches, there's nothing anybody can do, but I am planning to write the BBC, all those work I did, that they should let me know how much it costs me so that I can buy them, because they sell those things.
Thank you, sir.
To my pleasure, sir.
Tiring Baba out. Baba has been very courteous with us.
Except for us, for 10 minutes more to 4 hours.
We would have loved to go with Baba to the staff club. There's food and something to drink. Just so Baba, please, for just a minute, if you don't mind. When we're done here, can we take? Let's take a vote of thanks, and let's call Professor Emiraji to do that on behalf of us in IFC, and then we come on stage, take our group photograph with Baba, and then we can go and have our dinner. Professor Emiraji is the university orator, the one whom we call Enote Juyo. Oh, you know him as RR. We know him as Enote Juyo, mouth sweeter than salt. Dr. Tuji Aziz, thank you very much for making it through the traffic. Even in the house. Rekia and Janet, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had, seen, experienced, and we are witnesses to the history that God has given us, because with people like Alhaji Adegboyega Arulogun with us, we are sure that there is still a great future for our nation if we do not tire. I wonder if in his own times, because we read so much about him, and I have seen on behalf of IFC, that is Ibadan Film Circle, I would like to cast this vote of thanks to Alhaji Adegboyega Arulogun, a very unassuming personality who has taken his time, his pension time, which should actually be rest time, to be with us.
To pay for pension.
Yes, which we have not paid for. we must thank him for giving us this free time. Now I am probably going to change my style, sir. Every time my friends call me, moment to a production or an interview or a documentary, they call me from BCS and NT and say, Prof, please can you come around by 7 a.m. tomorrow at about 9 p.m. Now should I come so as to come and contribute to issue like treasury single account, which is our rod of punishment, you know, for this generation. And I will say yes, and then I will go there, and at the end of the day, you know, maybe a cup of coffee and then thank you. I think I begin to charge, you know, and then because
no, you are supposed
we don't want to.
Yes, they are taking your time, and they should pay for it.
Thank you very much. See, we cannot actually buy experience. I sat down here. I was late, not deliberately, but because of this same issue. Coming from Lagos, I saw Boya Adefila, you know, taking picture of how they arrived in this place. If anybody was going to Lagos today at 4 p.m., maybe the person will be arriving about this time, or maybe at 10 p.m. Some terrible thing happening between Ibadan and Lagos. But we thank God that we have these very important, selective and selected audience. Where you have a house full of people, it doesn't mean that there are people. They are just heads, you know, listening. But the people here they are really qualitative, and I'm sure that both IF sides and non-IF sides would take this lesson, this very important lesson, which will actually fill the class of 10 professors at once, which you have given. We would like to thank you, sir. And of course, we also like to thank all those who have supported this particular series, IFC Legacy Series. And of course, we are making history. This is the first. And we're hoping that after this, we're going to have more and more. And I believe that we are right in the home where we keep our history. And that we are going to, I hope we are recording it. Not recording the vote of thanks, but I hope that we have recorded Baba, because these should be something that we should keep for ourselves. Most of these discussions and commentaries are nowhere to be found. I actually wanted to ask Baba, since you couldn't get 200 of riches, or you do not have it, how else will you have the one you co-edited? That is one, in 1970, showing God's cookies harvest. And after that, 1971, there's things fall apart. Yes. Which should be material for our students in theatres, English, and in other faculties. We do not have them. So this may be a beginning of a remembering started by IFC, and Baba has given us insights and pathway by which you can go. Maybe when we get to our time, both non-Kero and Kero time, we'll be able to discuss more and more about this. Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you, sir.
Rara Satigo. May I thank all the members of IFC for giving me the invitation to be here tonight. I thought, in fact, I had to look into some of my old books. So I don't know what these egg-days were asking. So I looked at some old books, script writing. I didn't know, just chat. So I wanted to get prepared for this. But like I said earlier, I don't know whether I said it, I've told you. When I was in Lagos, I used to go to the British Council Library to borrow films to read, as to see what others have done. And I came across something like this, of a professor who sat in a chair, with a podium like this, You are throwing questions to me. I give it to one of the professors of this university, of this department, Dr. Art. He has never returned it to me. And I asked him while he was there in Lagos, I asked him when he was in Ibadan. He didn't give me. So I thought, these IFC people, maybe they saw that tape. And I now discovered that they didn't see it. It's the whole initiative. And I want to commend you very, very much for this. Because you are now recording history for the future. I cannot say I will live till tomorrow morning, whether I play or not. It's only God who can say, yes, Adegboyega Arulogun, don't go yet to go and meet your grandpa yet. So you will live till tomorrow morning. And two, I want to be a member of this because there is no professional. I wanted to join one club at the Magazine Road. British Council gave them all books, all those. On the 8th, I got an invitation from them. But I see that this is more relevant to me than that club. I will join, and I like to have a constitution, yes. And I like the fact that people come from Lagos and from elsewhere. So that it is not just Ibadan, just give it Ibadan. Maybe because it's the first university in this area. And we must find a way of making sure that we got the government involved. Because that's the only way we can get somewhere. For instance, I want to suggest that if you do this, if you continue with this, you should plan a film festival in Ibadan. Film festival in Ibadan. And all you need to do is write the embassies. Maybe for the first time. Because I had, in 1963, we had one, Lagos Film Festival. It was arranged by a few whites, but the company I was working for then, Film Center International, I used to go to the airport to bring in these films. But we didn't have a big something. We went to the federal film and I showed the films. But we can start a film festival in Ibadan. By the time we do that, I think there used to be a projector there, or one of the halls in education, projector, so that then we will come out. And we don't compete with anybody. It's different from IREC that I'm talking about. Theirs is documentary, this will be features. And we won't pay much. Even customs will write at the customs for them to give us permission to import and export. All those we can do. Because that one will also help us. We'll see well-made films. The embassies will bring them, and then documentary features. German Cultural Institute, Lotbe, did something in 1995, marking the 100 years of film. 100 years of film in the world. Because the Lumiere brothers, in 1895, did the first documentary. They just put a camera in their factory at the frontage of that factory. Their workers passed through. And that's how the whole world started knowing something about documentary. So, and we can do that. That year, I think every film that was shown, I wrote an article in the Guardian because I have a friend, Java, at hand, and it helped. So, sir, I want to say thank you once more for giving me the opportunity of being here and for starting the Legacy Series. So, your next meeting, I'm available. But please let me know how much I will pay. Oh yes, I have to pay money. If there's no money paid, how can you run the society? they want to treat us well, theater will just say you bid for higher release. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Adegboyega Arulogun. And that's a deserving standing ovation. I didn't know until now that, please, Stephen, Dr. Shola Olorunyomi, a man sitting behind Tunde there, also sent in his apologies. Tunde Kelani this morning sent words that, as much as he would have loved to be here, is sending in his apologies, that he will try to make it up to us another occasion. Same with Tunde Adegbola, who also said that he so much would have loved to be here. Fumi, please do the presentation while all other members of IFC. Tampa, you will join us for this picture, please.
Thank you. On behalf of every member of IFC, I want to thank you immensely for honoring our invitation. We have really benefited from your wealth of knowledge. And on behalf of every member, we have this token for you. We hope you appreciate it. Ayo, once we'll be doing this with Ayo, love it. Where is she? Thank you so very much for coming, sir.